January is a month of transformation. There's no lie about it. Every single time that we come up to January, it's new year, new me. That is the motto that happens during this time of year. And it also is when you see a lot of declutters. And we're talking not just makeup declutters, but we're talking declutters in general. Clean and declutter with me. Declutter with me, declutter my closet, declutter my makeup collection, declutter my Tupperware, declutter is everywhere. Here is the truth: decluttering used to be purposeful and transformative, and now it is just trendy and what is popular in the 2026 social media landscape. Decluttering is about simplifying your life. It is about reducing stress and intentionally choosing what truly adds value for you. And somewhere along the way, social media has transformed decluttering into something that is so trendy, that is worthy of views, that is click worthy, that all of a sudden it has morphed into a trendy lifestyle craze instead of something that was supposed to transform your life and be peaceful and was really supposed to give you an insight into your consumption. In this video, we're going to explore how that shift happened. We're also going to explore what it means for our habits in 2026, as well as embracing intentional decluttering and why I'm not necessarily decluttering in 2026. So let's get into this video. First of all, if you guys like unfiltered opinions, if you guys like journalistic marketing lenses on the makeup space, the beauty space, the fashion space, definitely make sure that you are subscribed, you like this video, and leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this video topic. We're going to talk about the rise of decluttering and the rise of the decluttering trend. So, decluttering is not new. If you guys remember, there was a whole series on Netflix, on mainstream media about the Marie Kondo decluttering, aesthetic, her, the Marie Kondo method. And her method was completely centered around things that spark joy in your life. And if it doesn't spark joy, then it's time to get rid of it. She would go into homes that were messy or places that looked clean, but underneath the surface, there was a lot of clutter. And she would help people refocus, declutter, and just start new with a cleaner space, a more organized space, but also she would help people focus on keeping that space clean and decluttered. Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, has sold millions of copies, and it has played a major role in popular decluttering worldwide. That is no joke. Do you guys remember seeing TV shows that were embracing the Marie Kondo method? Do you guys remember seeing YouTube videos that were embracing the Marie Kondo method to see if it actually worked? I saw quite a bit of that on my YouTube feed not too terribly long ago. I feel like it was pre-COVID, but was it post-COVID? With that Marie Kondo trend, I saw decluttering become something that was more about minimalism and, simplifying life. And it went from that to a niche lifestyle choice to something that was trendy and everybody was doing it because it's what people wanted to see, and it's become ultimately super popular in the social media space. Every year I see tons of makeup declutter videos. I see tons of clean and decorate declutter videos with me, and those have become mainstream social media popular as of late. According to Lit Lifestyle Magazine, UK, today, TikTok and Instagram host countless organizing challenges. Hashtag trends like clean talk and decluttering hauls that rack up millions of views. Have you guys ever seen the hashtag clean talk or clean TikTok or anything like that? There are tons of trends that go on out there about, cleaning hacks and all that sort of thing that all plays into decluttering and this new trend that decluttering is, trendy and that you should do it because it's, the latest trend that's going to get you clicks and views. Even interior designers have responded with trends like Decluttercore that embraces maximalism and personal expression in direct contrast to minimal tropes. That is according to Southern Living. It was meaningful, and now it's all social media practice. One big reason decluttering feels more like a trend now is because social platforms are rewarding it. You see quick fix videos that are like 2 minutes long. You see viral challenges. You see the before and after transformations, especially on TikTok, because those videos are very, very short, snappy, and you see a before and an after. And you also see all of this perfectly scrollable content that really just hits home and it really makes decluttering more viral and trendy. Honestly, there are so many trends that I can think about when I think about viral declutters, like the 555 challenge or the Marie Kondo challenge, or there was one that was called These Declutter Habits Changed My Life. Minimalism mindsets and so many more trends that have happened over the years on social media that has made decluttering a trend instead of like a lifestyle change, which is what the problem is. Consequently, that's how the poop rule came about, according to The Guardian. The poop rule is literally deciding whether you would keep something if it were covered in poop. And it has become one of those viral decluttering trends, which is kind of gross if you think about it. Like, would you keep it if it was covered in poop? Why do you need to imagine something being covered in poop if you want to declutter it or not? That's just okay. This has broadened participation in the viral declutter mindset of the trendy mindset. But it shifts the intent of decluttering. Honestly, what once was about like mindful consumerism, about mindful decluttering and figuring out what you really use and what you don't use and getting rid of things and just doing a whole lifestyle change, it's become about gaining views and likes and engagement. It has become about following the latest trend or the latest organizing challenge. And it's also become a show off of, perfectly aesthetic homes that are decluttered and organized. And honestly, I'm kind of wondering if that's why the 2026 Pantone color of the year is white, because minimalist spaces and clean spaces has become trendy and being decluttered has become trendy. The shift has drawn a lot of mental health criticism. According to the New York Post's, experts warn that the clean talk phenomenon can cause stress and make people feel guilty or overwhelmed rather than genuinely organized. As a mom of two, my house is never clean. Like there's snippets of it being clean or snippets of rooms being clean, but the house is never actually fully clean. And I can attest to the mental health criticism that I see clean talk. I see, you know, these beautifully decorated, very minimalistic spaces, even like children's playroom spaces that are like super organized. And I'm like, what world are we living in where a playroom for a child is organized? Because mine's not. Mine's never like I organize it and the next day it's destroyed again. So this trend is overshadowing the actual intent of what decluttering is. True intentional decluttering isn't just about, getting rid of things or cleaning out something. It is about understanding what you hold valuable to you and what you don't hold valuable to you and getting rid of those things that you don't use anymore. You make space for what supports your life, what supports your goals, what supports your financial decisions. And that is what decluttering is all about. And there are a few big distinctions between intentional decluttering and unintentional decluttering. That's like trendy decluttering. So, with intentional decluttering, it aligns your possessions with personal values. It reduces stress and cognitive overload, and it encourages mindful consumption. I would definitely have to agree with this because there have been times that I have decluttered, let's say, clothing from my closet, and I really intentionally go through and say, when was the last time that I actually wore this? When was the last time that I actually decided that I was going to use this? And it aligns with my personal value to if I'm replacing an item, if I am decluttering something because it's old, it's torn, it has a hole in it, it encourages me to consume things that are very conscious, and it also encourages me to consume things like, for example, for my wardrobe, like I'm replacing a white tank top that I wear underneath all of my t-shirts, and I'm replacing that one because the other one is stained and it's old. Conscious consumerism, replacing it when you need to be replaced, not replacing it when you just want to buy something or your shelves are empty. On the flip side, when we follow trends, what does decluttering really do for us? Is our current decluttering mindset, is it really beneficial or is this just a temporary focus? And trend-driven decluttering, it actually prioritizes aesthetics over purpose. It 100% encourages content for likes, views, and also engagement. And in the biggest of them all, it can lead to a cyclical consumption cycle, which means that these shelves are empty, so I can fill them again. I just decluttered, 3 trash bags full of clothing, and I can go buy new clothing. That's what trendy decluttering gets us in the mindset of. I just decluttered a bunch so I can acquire more. And in the end, it just contributes to overconsumerism. In Reddit feeds, many people note that the trend driven decluttering sometimes leads back to more consumption. Decluttering for views equals free space, which equals buying new items, which equals repeating the entire cycle. So true. I have fallen victim to that. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody has fallen victim to that at some point in their life. Like, I just got rid of a whole bunch of shoes. I can go out and buy new shoes instead of it being like, this pair of shoes, they're worn, they're withered. I've gotten my money out of them and I can't wear them anymore because they're broken or the soles are completely chewed through, that sort of thing. And then you replace them consciously, not just a mindful declutter and then adding more to your collection again. Decluttering with intention honestly has real benefits. Research shows that tidy environments can improve mental clarity and reduce stress. It's not just about appearance, but psychological well being too. I can attest to that. If my house is cluttered, if I don't have a section of my house that is, tidy, like I spend most of my time in my living room watching movies with my kids, cuddling on the couch with my kids, watching TV shows with my husband. 90% of my time when I'm not working is spent in my living room. And I have to have my living room tidy. The pillows need to be tidy, the blankets folded. Yes, we use them, but I mean, when we're not using them, do you know how different it looks on my couch when the pillows are untidy and the blankets are untidy versus when they are tidied? It is crazy the difference, and it takes 2 seconds to actually just make it tidy again. That also reflects on mental clarity, having a clear space, being intentional with that space when it is clean, when it is clear. But when people approach decluttering thoughtfully, it reflects deeper lifestyle values like sustainability, financial responsibility, and emotional clarity, as seen in related trends like underconsumption core. I'm a huge advocate of being intentionally decluttering and intentionally clean as opposed to what is trending. When we treat decluttering as like this lifelong mindset of keeping a constantly cleaner space, being more conscious of what we're consuming and also being conscious of what we are replacing items with, we see a lot more results and we see a mindset shift. We get out of that cyclical consumption and we get into more of this consumeristic, very conscious consumerism mindset. And we don't need to replace what we decluttered when we have that mindset. If you noticed at the end of 2025, I didn't do any kind of decluttering videos. I have done some in the past. I know that tons of beauty and makeup reviewers do a lot of decluttering videos and they go through and they just declutter things that have come about. But what I felt was that leaving the old year and coming into the new year, I wanted to come in with a different mindset in 2026 when it comes to my makeup collection consumption, when it comes to my clothing decisions and consumption, just consumption in general. And I decided not to do a declutter series for 2025. I decided to come into 2026 with a makeup mindset. And that makeup mindset is tracking what I'm using every single time that I do my makeup. Basically, I'm asking the questions, what do I use all the time? How often am I using it? Is it actually good or is it expired? And then also, is it something I'm holding on to for the vibes, for the nostalgia? Like, I was watching a video by Samantha March and she decluttered the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 and I was like, girl, like that's a collector's item. And then it made me think about, what am I holding on to that I'm just holding on to for the vibes, for the collection. And it really made me take a step back and be like, I need to audit my makeup collection. So I definitely encourage you to follow me along in this 2026 journey of auditing my stash, of doing shop my stashes more often, of not doing a declutter, but doing conscious consumerism, conscious makeup audits of my collection and seeing what I'm actually using in 2026. And I also am going to be tracking my progress, and I do have a free download if you want to track your progress along with me. I'm going to leave a link in the description bar down below so that you guys can check it out. And I hope you guys consider subscribing before you go. Bye.